staff with?
Happy to.
I yield back, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Mr. Clyde.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, FBI Director Patel, thank you for being here today. As we all know, during the 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration, the once greatly respected FBI had been increasingly politicized and weaponized, drifting further from its core mission, and that is to protect and defend all American citizens. Director Patel, I know you've been very new in the position, just a couple, 2-3 months, and you have a difficult task ahead of you. But I am very pleased and thankful for your confirmation, as I believe you are one of the best things that has happened to the FBI in at least the last decade, maybe 2 decades. Under the Biden-Harris administration, we saw the FBI weaponized against conservative ideologies, and more specifically targeted former President Biden's chief political rival, now President Donald Trump. Since President Trump first announced his candidacy in 2016, corrupt actors within the FBI unfairly targeted him, beginning with illegal surveillance of his campaign and administration based on a now debunked dossier funded by Hillary Clinton's campaign, leading eventually to the unprecedented armed raid by the FBI on his home in Mar-a-Lago. This politicization extends beyond President Trump. The FBI under the Biden-Harris administration also acted against the First Amendment rights of everyday Americans. Armed agents raided the home of pro-life activist Mark Houck, pointing weapons at his family over a peaceful protest. Whistleblowers also revealed that the FBI's counterterrorism division labeled concerned parents as potential threats, simply for opposing radical gender policies in schools. I'm pleased to see that the President's budget request for FY 2026 directly addresses some of these concerns, stating that the administration is committed to rooting out the weaponization in the FBI. So can you outline for me the steps that the FBI is, or that you are taking to restore the FBI's credibility and ensure that it operates in a nonpartisan, impartial agency committed to protecting the rights and safety of all Americans?
Thank you, Congressman. What we're doing is the results we're seeing in Georgia, in Atlanta, specifically, are working. And the baseline is simple. The field-level agents and intel analysts will decide what cases to open and shut based on one constitutional standard alone, a reasonable, articulable basis that meets the FBI dying requirements and the requirements of the Constitution to do so. It is a yes or a no. It is not a gray zone. It is not our job as FBI agents to make prosecutorial decisions, and we will not. We will open cases to investigate, and we will refer matters to the Department of Justice. And when you see that methodology and ethos transcend the FBI, you see what you've seen in Atlanta in the last 3 months, which is 255 violent criminal offenders arrested, 72 kilograms of fentanyl taken off the street. That's 5.5 million people dead. That's off the street. You've seen seizures of 11 kilograms of cocaine, 5,000 pounds of illicit narcotics, and that's enough lethal doses in total to wipe out half your state. If the FBI agents follow the Constitution singularly, that's what happens, and that's my standard.
That's great to hear, because I appreciate that very much. Director Patel, I also want to address a recent incident that has had a lot of my colleagues on the left, not me, okay, up in arms. 2 weeks ago, federal law enforcement officers arrested Milwaukee Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan on charges of obstruction of an official proceeding after evidence came to light that she shielded an illegal agent, or alien rather, from federal agents. So does Title 18, Section 1505 of the United States Code, titled Obstruction of Proceedings Before Departments, Agencies, and Committees, prohibit individuals from obstructing or impeding the due and proper administration of the law?
Generally speaking, Congressman, since that case is open, not commenting on that.
Okay,
yes.
fair enough. All right. Well, I commend the FBI for its prompt action regarding the judge's alleged criminal behavior. That tells me that no matter what position you're in, all right, you will be held to one standard, equal justice under law.
That's true.
Thank you. All right. In recent years, particularly during the first Trump administration, we witnessed state and local officials openly expressing their intent to obstruct federal law, especially regarding immigration enforcements. This has contributed to the rise of so-called sanctuary cities, where local authorities have publicly stated that they will not cooperate with federal immigration enforcement efforts. So How does the FBI intend to respond when judges or other officials, elected officials, continue to take actions that hinder federal law enforcement, such as those observed in Milwaukee?
The FBI can only enter spaces under the Constitution that it is permitted to do so. We don't look at the position you're in, what your job is, where you come from, how much money you make, or what your ethnicity is. And for me, sitting here as the first minority ever to be the FBI director, I take that responsibility even more exceptionally so, because there has to be a colorblind system of justice. And we will execute the FBI's mandate of protecting the American people and upholding the Constitution to just that. It will be singularly applied to every single person in America. And not just that, it will be singularly applied to every single person within the FBI, because no one at the Bureau is above the law either.
Thank you. And one last quick thing. You had mentioned a need for additional building construction in Huntsville at Redstone. I believe that there's $500 million in the CJS building account and about $800 million in the FSGG account as well, what was going to be slated for the new building, that you might look at that as a resource.
Thank you. I did not know that. I will look.
Yes, sir.